Good evening, everyone. Hello everyone and welcome to rounds 11 and 12 here at Gavra Racing for the Weekend League Tier 2 Championship. We are around this 27 corner circuit in Saudi Arabia known as the Jeddah Corniche circuit under the night sky. We've got a number of drivers out on circuit already setting some lap times, coming in very thick and fast at the moment, but just before we go and talk about the situation on circuit, let's just have a quick coverage of the championship standings, and boy do we have a potential champion on the cards tonight, because Money Game 44 leads the way on 159 points. Now he is 46 points clear of his nearest rival Jorty 2003 on 113 and 49 clear of Il Cecco in the Aston Martin. If Money Game scores enough points tonight, which I believe he outscores Jorty and Il Cecco by 8 and 5 points respectively, he will have enough points to secure the championship for the first time here at Gavra. That's going to be fascinating to see whether he can do that. So that's the top three. Fourth place at the moment, Italy Toy TA in the Alpine on 96, and the Steps VRBS is fifth in the McLaren on 88 points. He's had a very good season, has the Steps in that McLaren for his first time around. In terms of the Constructors' Championship, just quickly, Aston Martin still lead the way on 179. Williams, though, car 64, only 15 points separate the two teams. Haas are third on 126 with Alfa Romeo on 117. Alpine are fifth on 111 points. So let's see how everybody gets on for this circuit. A very difficult track, only introduced a couple of seasons ago, open ground in 2021, this Jeddah circuit with its 6.174 kilometre length. For those that use, obviously, imperial numbers, it's 3.8 miles around this track. It is a very challenging circuit, a difficult one to have. The barriers are very close together and a number of challenging corners to deal with, particularly within the first and second sectors. Third sector is relatively straightforward. But at the moment, it's Money Game on pole on a 129.1. The championship leader is aiming to get that first championship crown, but he's being pushed hard by Italy Toy TA in second place. Jay Evans there in third. The only other driver in the 1 minute 29 is the Ferrari. Got to say, a really confidence boosting performance last week from Jay Evans, and when I say confidence, I mean it definitely was. The Ferrari man taking his first ever victory at Gavra Racing in Mexico. He did a different strategy to everybody else from medium to soft, and it paid off for him, as Luffy has retired and he has gone off in sector 1, and he's absolutely crashed into the wall on the exit of what looks to be turn 11. So he's evidently clipped the curb and gone round. So that's one of the Ferraris out already. I did say that this circuit is challenging. There's a lot of corners and a lot of tight walls around this huge circuit in terms of its third sector, in terms of the end of the lap, the long straights, if you can call them that. But Luffy has found the wall not ideal for Ferrari, so it all comes down to Jay Evans and whether his performance will translate into this circuit, because obviously Mexico last week, not as demanding challenge in terms of corners around the Mexico City circuit. It's a lot more straightforward compared to Jeddah. So whether the downforce will be applicable here for the cars and drivers to use, whether they can get themselves set up in the right car window, will be very important for them to set the optimum lap time that they can do. Everyone else, though, just still trying to find their way around this circuit, getting into the rhythm of everything. There's about 3.5 seconds covering the top 15 drivers at the moment. You'd expect that gap to close within Tier 2. Still 3 yet to set a lap, including Tutty Boy Jorty, who is on a lap. This is the man second in the championship at the moment. A Haas driver looking for an improvement. JMB Surreal, you're watching at the moment, and he's in the wall and out. Goes JMB Surreal. What happened there? It just seemed that the Alpha Tauri didn't stop. And he's out of qualifying. That was a peculiar incident. We'll cut to Jorty though, who is on his lap using all of the exit tarmac that he possibly can around that swing in turn 13. Nicely clipped with the chicane there at 16 and 17. He's done well so far in this lap as the Haas driver. No teammate for Jorty. He's on his own tonight. Watching his sector time, he's on a 1 minute 1.7. Ooh, he's using all of the curb. That's a very difficult 2 corners, 22, 23. Just used a little bit more curb, did Jorty there. Il Cecco behind him also on a lap. Got another yellow flag around this circuit. I think that's just for a driver slowing down. So it's Jorty out the final corner. This is going to certainly improve his position where he is at the moment. Whereabouts would he go? It puts him on the second row on a 29.4, 3/10 off his championship rival. Just looking as well to see who else is on a lap. That's Il Cecco in the Aston Martin. Obviously the team lead in the Constructors' Championship. And don't forget, I want to also make a brief mention of Il Cecco having a teammate for tonight, Bonival 99. Up in 5th place at the moment, making their debut this evening. So hopefully for Bonnie, everything goes well there. Because Aston Martin need another fighter in this championship. What does Il Cecco do as he crosses the line? 29.6 puts him onto the second row of the grid, the number 99. Just heading into turn 1 to start his outlap. But 8 minutes remaining in this session. Still a long way to go, of course. A long way to go in this session. 8 minutes remaining gives enough time for the drivers to get out there, get another set of tyres on, try and improve their lap. One driver that's looking to do that at the moment is the Ferrari of Jay Evans, 3rd on circuit in terms of lap time at the moment, just less than 2 and a bit tenths off Money Game's flying lap so far. Interesting to know that Italy Toy TA is also on a lap just behind him, so we'll get a good measure of how they're getting on. And Jay Evans has abandoned that lap, so Italy Toy, can he improve then as he comes towards the first sector beam? And he is improving. He's got a yellow flag in front of him. That's his teammate, Cable Monkey, who's just getting out of the way. There's a Mercedes in the wall as well. Not ideal. I think that was Scatcher who was in the wall there, but Italy Toy TA is coming up to his teammate now, gets right out of the way. And the Alpine looking to keep himself involved in this championship. He still has a mathematical chance, but he'll need to find the victory tonight. He's 2.5 tenths up on the lap, so this is looking very, very good from him. DRS wide open now for pretty much the remainder of this lap, apart from the exit of turn number 27, the last one on this circuit. Approaching 207 miles an hour was the Alpine on the brakes. Up from 3rd gear, all the way flat to the end of the lap. Will this put Italy Toy TA into the 28s? It does indeed. It's a 28.8. And that will send a message to the Williams garage. And sure enough, Money Game is coming out of the pits as we speak. He will want to improve there. I think Jay Evans is going to return to the pits. He's on a 129.3, so I think we caught the end of Jay Evans' lap actually, rather than him going on to one. He is there in 3rd place. The 2 Aston Martins together on the 3rd row of the grid. And that's Bonival 99, who's just about to go and set a lap time. Just following the steps at the moment in 8th position, as Bonival has spun at the exit of turn 2. That's a broken front wing as well, so they'll need to change that. Step swings the way around turn 13. Oh, Il Cecco just catching the Alfa Romeo of, I want to say that is, well, I was going to say that's Tutty Boy, but he's in the pit lane. So it'd be Spaniel just at the wrong time there. Il Cecco bolts on a new set of tyres instead. Money Game, though, preparing his outlap. Only a few moments remaining now in this session, less than 5 minutes to go. Money Game swings it out of turn 27. So can the championship leader strike back? On the brakes down towards turn 1, into second gear, clips the inside curb and nails the apex on the exit of turn 2. So that's a good setup so far for Money Game. Then he'll come to this difficult approach to turns 4, 5, 6. Does quite well there, keeps the car tucked in and then upshifts to 6 just to keep the car in check. Then it's 7 through 8, another upshift. Money Game then down, shifting to 6th gear. Comes through the complexes of 11 and 12 quite nicely, and then it's this difficult long left-hander at turn 13. He's up on his lap time so far by just less than a tenth of a second. 4th gear into 5th gear, moves out of the way of that Alpha Tauri of Milo Bello. Completely flat through here before you get on the brakes, turn number 15, 16 and 17, and he's negotiated that well in the Williams. Now it's completely flat through the right, left and right again of turns 18, 19 and 20, but this is where he's got to get it right now through 21, 22 on the brakes, committed, but he understeers a little bit wide through there, but not to worry, he's still purple in the second sector. This has been a very good lap so far from Money Game. He needs to just consolidate this now with a good braking position, and in fact, he backs out of the lap. And Money Game electing that that lap wasn't good enough. And I'm assuming he'll go into the pits. He does not, he carries on his lap. So Money Game is going to try and go for another one, but he won't have ERS realistically available to him. So he might have just shot himself in the foot there by not pitting Money Game, but we'll see how he gets on. One driver who is looking to improve, Roby HT in 10th place. He's got all of the track available to him. He's in the Mercedes, is Roby HT. Had a couple of good results last season. Hasn't quite worked out for him so far in this campaign in the Mercedes, but he'll be hoping for a little bit better around this circuit. Not as confident as Money Game through Sector 1, that's for certain. He is improving on his lap so far, only marginally, but it's a step in the right direction psychologically. That'll just push the driver to go a little bit quicker through the next couple of corners. How committed is he through turn 16? Very committed up against the wall. Oh, he's lost the back end and he's into the wall. He was pushing to find a lap time, but Roby instead finds the wall, and that's his qualifying over. He won't have enough time remaining to set another flying lap, but everybody else now out on circuit looking to set a lap time. I'm watching Money Game crossing the line here. He's not going to improve. I think Money Game will have to have his fingers crossed, because at the moment he won't be improving on this next lap either. It'll all come down to what everybody else can do. So a couple of drivers preparing their laps, Jay Evans being one of those drivers in the Ferrari. Just watching this final corner, it will be Jorty of those in the top 6 who's going to set the first flying lap. So Jorty goes onto this lap now. This is vital. He's seen that his championship rival Money Game, he won't be able to set another lap. So it'd be a chance to move the Williams a little bit further down in the field. Yellow flags all over this circuit, but less than a minute remaining now, so this is it for everyone. Jorty swinging the car through sector 1. A little bit wide on the exit of turn number 9. But he's 2 tenths up at the moment, so this is a good start for Jorty. He needs to keep this momentum going. Il Cecco just behind him on a lap as well. And New Italy Toy TA just starting his lap, so I'm just watching Jorty for the time being. Jorty will have DRS open at this point at turn number 19. Nice and committed from the Haas as he swings through turn 20. 4, but he's backed out of it. I think he crossed the line there. Is Jay Evans improving on a lap time? We'll find out. Il Checho, though, will be the first of the top 6 to set a representative lap time here. He's understeered a little bit wide out the final corner. Can the Aston Martin make any impression on the front row? He can on the second row, however. So the Aston Martin moves up to 4th. His teammate now coming towards the line as well, maximising all of the circuit possible, doesn't improve. Jay Evans, last week's winner at Mexico City for the second race. Can he improve? He can. He gets it on the front row. Uitli Toitier, he's abandoned his lap, and Devori is round. I don't think Spannel is improving. Cable Monkey, the only other car on circuit that looks like they can improve, down in 11th place. But he's backed out of it as well, and that looks like qualifying's over. So Uitli Toitier's earlier effort gets him pole position for the races this evening. He'll be happy with that one. A little slide into the pit lane to celebrate. Jay Evans carrying on that strong form from last week in second. Money Game, he'll be happy that he's third. Start of the race will be crucial for the Williams, though, that he doesn't get involved in any nonsense. Il Checho there in 4th, Jorty 5th. Bonival 99 on debut in 6th place. Good result for them. Devori in 7th, the Steps in 8th position, Spannel 9th. And Roby HT rounding out the top 10 in the end. That was a fascinating qualifying session here at Jeddah. So we wait just for Devori to get pushed into the pits. There we go. So that's confirmation of the qualifying standings. It is Uitli Toitier who takes another pole position this season, the only driver in the 1:28. That'll be a psychological boost for them. Outside of the top 10, you've got Cable Monkey in 11th, McLaren driver of Liam 567 in 12th place, Sick Boy 13th with Luffy 1691 in 14th, Milo Bello in 15th, JMB Surreal with that bizarre accident that took him out of qualifying in 16th place. Luffy also finding the wall as well. Scatcher in 17th, and Tutty Boy not setting a lap time, I feel, because of incidents earlier in the season from last week's race at Mexico. So the drivers will have a few moments just to collect themselves. We've got the sprint race coming up first. For those that don't know, for Gavra Racing, typically in Tier 2, you have two 25% races, but that's not the case this evening. We have the sprint race, which takes the usual form of points as it would do in Formula 1 for real life. So 8 points for a win, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down to 8th place. And then we'll have the main race after this as well. So sprint race, tyre strategy will be important here. It will definitely be a factor. Some drivers might choose the soft tyres, some may choose the mediums. I can't imagine the hards will come into play. But we will see how everybody does in this first race of the evening. The Steps saying he could have been in 5th place, but just couldn't get the first sector right. It's a very challenging Sector 1. Probably the most challenging in Formula 1 on the current calendar at the moment. But the race is about to go live any second. Who will win the sprint? Here at Jeddah, it's an Alpine on the left and a Ferrari on the right-hand side. Who's going to make the best launch? And the race is live from Saudi Arabia. Looks like a good start from Uitli Toitier. Looks like Jay Evans bogged down a little bit. He's going to be challenged by Money Game into turn 1. Side by side through there. Jay Evans and Money Game just giving each other enough room. Il Checho's there as well. Jorty alongside. Jay Evans just about has the momentum to slot into second. What about for 4? Il Checho later on the brakes and he goes through. So far, so good for everybody in terms of the accidents. There hasn't been any, but Steps just knocks the wall slightly going through the middle part of that sequence of corners that allows Devori into 6th position. Well, a relatively clean start for everybody, although having said that, there's a little bit of gap between Luffy and the rest of the field. Not sure what's gone on there, but it's Uitli Toitier who leads the way. Jay Evans and Money Game are side by side, but Money Game has to back out of it. Jay Evans goes over the curb. That's not going to be ideal, and Jay Evans gets overtaken by the Williams. Money Game goes through, and he might get overtaken by Il Checho here. He's using the ERS, and the Aston Martin sweeps through. Contact between the two cars, that was unnecessary. They both survive it, no damage by the looks of things. Everybody on the medium tyre compound, by the way. I did say that maybe the softs would come into play here, but nobody's elected to do that. So no pit stop strategy expected, of course, for the sprint, unless you're having an accident of some form. You wouldn't change the tyres. Not enough time, realistically, to make any form of arrangements. Oh, Bonneville's gone round at the final corner. Doesn't look like they've got any damage, so they'll carry on, but they're all the way down in 15th. That's side by side between Devori and the Steps. They're keeping that nice and clean. Devori just about hanging on the position at the moment, side by side towards turn 4. And Steps goes through. They both run off the circuit. But nothing ventured from those two. Oh, the Devori's gone back round. Steps is round. The McLaren is dropping backwards, and that's not going to help them for the feature race. Unfortunately for the Steps, it's gone wrong for him. Looks like, though, the top two are already making a break for it. Jay Evans has lost the front wing. And that is a virtual safety car. And I think it's because of Jay Evans losing his front wing on the exit of turn 13. I think the Ferrari has spun it and just bounced off the wall. But if the race director cuts to Jay Evans, you'll see there's no front wing on that Ferrari. Now, Jay Evans will have time, providing this VSC stays out for long enough, to get a new front wing on and maybe change tyres, maybe go onto the softs. Who knows? Whilst that's gone on, there's a huge gap between Money Game and Il Checho, about 2.5 seconds at the moment. Now, I suspect the Delta might be playing a part. There goes the green flag, so we're back under racing again. So unfortunately for Jay Evans, he's not going to have enough time to change that front wing, and into the pits he goes. Sadly, he's going to have to deal with that now, and he picks up a 5-second penalty for good measure. DRS, though, the drag reduction system, is now activated, so the drivers can use the rear wing slot, and it's very, very powerful around the Jeddah circuit. Just looking at the current positions on circuit, Roby HT up 4 places, Liam's into the top 10, he's in 8th place, he's up 4 positions. JB Surreal up 6 places, so having a great time at the moment is the AlphaTauri. Bonneville's lost 7, of course, thanks to that spin at the final corner. JMB Surreal, though, hoping to try and score some points. Had a few rough races, but in fact both AlphaTauris have had a few rough races, but he can get himself a good position in this race. It'll set him up well for the main race. It's a yellow flag, and that is, I think, Scatcher and Tutty Boy. Something's gone on between the two of them, but we'll carry on. But Money Game has lost DRS of the driver in front. In fact, there's a bit of a stretch gone on under the safety, from what I can see. Quite a few drivers are all separated, but Liam gets overtaken by Sick Boy for 8th place, which is the closest, one of the closest fights on circuit. Milo Bello trying to go around the outside of Cable Monkey at the final corner. Oh, and he got that all wrong, did Milo, and through goes Bonneville for 12. So there's a huge train of cars fighting over the lower places at the moment. Milo Bello looking to the inside, trying to fight back against Bonneville, but that isn't going to happen. So at the moment, the car's just strung out in the field a little bit in the top 8 placings, but it's Sick Boy backwards where everybody else is very close together. And they're going to be forming a bit of a DRS train behind the second Williams driver. Devori in 5th place. Oh, Sick Boy runs wide out of turn 13 and Liam goes straight back through. This is where the action is at the moment. Ooh, J&B Surreal nearly turning in a little bit too early for that corner there, but he gets through there, no problems in the end. Cable Monkey sat in 11th place. He's also in that DRS train behind Liam. ERS usage is going to be very important as well around Saudi Arabia. It's a difficult track to try and generate enough energy recovery. So it'll be down to the drivers to make sure that they keep hold of it as much as they can. Here comes Sick Boy for 8th place. Straightforward enough with the DRS open. And Bonneville makes a move around the outside of Cable Monkey. Now Liam and Sick Boy are side by side. Oh, JMB Surreal has to jerk to the inside line. Doesn't have the straight line speed compared to Liam. He's going to try and fight back for 8th place. Now JMB Surreal goes to the inside of the Williams to go up to 9th. Good fighting going on. This is really good racecraft from everybody. All keeping it nice and clean, which is what you want to see at Gavra Racing. Oh, Liam just a little bit unsure of where to place the car through turn number 7 and 8 then. Ooh, JMB Surreal running a bit wide. Sick Boy has a penalty, as does Cable Monkey. Bonneville looks like they've got some speed, and Bonneville gets past Sick Boy, who I think let Bonneville go there, maybe in a different fight. But Bonneville looking very, very fast at the moment. After that spin earlier, if they can recover to 8th place, it'd be a very good score for them on debut. Obviously for the sprint race, for those that don't know, the top 8 places are what scores the points paying positions. Liam trying to break the DRS toe at the moment from JMB Surreal. He can't quite do that. And JMB Surreal actually got the line all wrong out of 23. That's going to allow Bonneville to try and go swoop around the outside. DRS has the slipstream of the McLaren in front as well. Bonneville goes to the inside. JMB's trying to get on the inside, cause a few problems, but he won't have the traction to get past the Aston Martin, and he will remain in 10th place. Can Bonneville go past Liam? Not quite. Liam just sticking his car in the middle of the road just to stop any form of attack coming from the Aston Martin behind. It's a good race at the moment for these final positions within the top 10. But you suspect that Bonneville is the quickest of the lot. Oh, JMB Surreal getting it all wrong through the exit of turn 12. Look at this Bonneville though, just trying to stay on the back of that McLaren's rear wing. Got to say, oh, big fight between Cable Monkey. Just about stays ahead of Milo Bello, who's looking to do the undercut there. It was Milo Bello, the switchback, they didn't quite play out. He'll have another attempt at it. Here comes Bonneville for 8th place, just stays behind the McLaren into turn 22, but he'll have the momentum off the corner. Will they go for the move this time? Not quite. Again, just remaining behind the McLaren. They want to get this move done on the exit of turn 27, but I've got to say they understeered a little bit wide, but all the ERS and now DRS available. Which way will Bonneville go? To the outside line. There should be enough overspeed, and sure enough there is. Oh, but Liam's fighting back on the inside. A little bit of contact between the two, but fortunately they get away with it. JMB Surreal trying to squeeze their way through into 9th place. Liam's not going to give this one up. He's going to have to though now, and he does indeed. Liam just tried to outbrake Bonneville. It didn't quite pay off for the McLaren. He's had to slot back into position, and sadly the exit wasn't good enough for Liam. So he loses 2 places for the price of 1. Sick Boy and Cable Monkey in 11th and 12th. They've got a 3-second time penalty to contend with though, because of track limits, which will be a factor around this. And Bonneville does the same. Look at JMB Surreal. They'll have DRS. Oh, how close do you want to squeeze, Bonneville? That was exceptionally close. JMB Surreal's going to have the inside line for turn 22. They've got to keep it together. They do. This is just going to bring the rest of the pack up behind them. This is a fantastic scrap for the last point in the sprint race, although Sick Boy does hit the wall for some reason. Quite sure what went on there with the Williams, but this is excellent to watch. Bonneville goes a little bit deep into the corner. JMB Surreal's on the inside. Watch out for Liam. Who's going to have DRS between the two? It'll be JMB Surreal. In the AlphaTauri is going to have the overspeed, and JMB Surreal goes back past the Aston Martin. Brilliant stuff here at Jeddah. We're on the penultimate lap. We've barely covered the cars at the front because of all the action going on here. This is wonderful racing. A yellow flag a little bit further back. Not sure who that was for, but it won't bring a safety car out at this point in the race. I'll say it might have been Jay Evans potentially. It was one of the Ferraris for that matter. But we go round turn 13 for the penultimate time in this fight for 8th place. Oh, Bonneville hits the inside. Keeps track position though. Bonneville desperately trying to hang on to the ERS and DRS opportunity with JMB Surreal. Look at how much speed the Aston Martin had then to catch up to the back of the AlphaTauri. He can't quite make the move. JMB Surreal has held them both up. So Liam's going to have the momentum here. On the outside line goes the Aston Martin. Through goes the Aston Martin. Can the McLaren go around the outside as well? They can. Hangs it to the inside. Does JMB Surreal? A little bit of contact between the two. JMB loses the back end slightly. That's them out of that fight, you fear. And that is Spaniel going around the outside of Roby HT for 6th place. In the meantime, it's also a fight with Cable Monkey in the steps. That all went a bit wrong into turn 1. Oh, and then there's all sorts of carnage behind that. Milo Bello getting past both the Williams and the Alpine. Oh, that was just a little bit too messy. That seam just shook the order out a little bit. Bonneville is now in 8th place after all of that. The steps went wide, got a time penalty for trying to avoid an incident by the looks of it for steps, so they might contest that one for in the stewards later on. But we are only a couple of corners away from the checkered flag here, and Italy Toy TA still leads. Money Game has got the gap on this final lap down to less than a second, but I suspect it won't be enough to catch the Alpine. Around the final corner comes Italy Toy TA, and he keeps the championship dreams alive. Italy Toy TA wins the sprint race at Jeddah. Money Game in second. Il Checho will get a podium for third. Jorty will finish in 4th place. That's a good result for Jorty. Divori in 5th position. That's a very inspiring result for the Red Bull. Spaniel on the last lap, getting past Roby HT for 6th position. Roby HT will cross the line in 7th. Now the Aston Martin and Bonneville will drop to potentially 10th place. Liam takes 8th as a result, gets the final point. JMB Surreal in 9th, Bonneville 10th, Milo Bello 11th, Luffy 12th, Sick Boy 13th, Steps 14th, Cable Monkey in 15th, and the rest of the drivers will cover in a moment. Driver of the day going to JMB Surreal, who was involved in all the action in the AlphaTauri. But it was Italy Toy who won the race in the end in the Alpine. He'll be pleased with that one. Took pole position, led every single lap as well. So that is a race win, and 8 points goes their way. Money Game though doing exactly what they need to do if they want to take this championship on this round. Could still happen. Jay Evans though down in 16th place. What could have been for the front row sitter, but that accident on the exit of turn 13 really compromised the rest of the race. They actually did get onto the back of the rest of the pack there, did Jay Evans, so maybe some confidence going into the feature race. Scatcher in the end finishing 17th. Tutty Boy, I think, lost connection, unfortunately. But we will now move over to the feature race at Saudi Arabia, which will be starting in a few moments. Who will make the best decisions for this circuit? Strategy will be vital around here, as safety cars can certainly happen. We saw a virtual safety car just in the sprint. Maybe we could have a full safety car in the feature race. But we are a couple of seconds away from the flag dropping here at the Jeddah Corniche circuit. So it's a Alpine on the left-hand side and a Williams on the right. Who will make the best start? The 25 laps of Saudi Arabia is live. It looks like a relatively good start. Oh, it's a huge crash. Italy Toys lost the back end. He's gone round. He's broke a front wing. That is a virtual safety car already. Italy Toy TA just got the car lighting up the tyres, and it's all gone wrong within the first 10 seconds of the race here. That's such a shame for Italy. No front wing on that Alpine. He's going to have to go in and pit, and Money Game will be thinking, how do I turn this into a championship victory? Currently, Money Game is 48 points clear of Jorty, and if the race finishes as it does now, with Jorty in second place, Money Game, I believe, would be champion by effectively 1 point, or would have 52 points. We are back under green flag running. Spannel and Liam fighting over 6th place. We'll talk about the championship connotations later on then. Oh, look at this. Spannel and Bonneville side by side through the complex. But Spannel stays in front of the Aston Martin for now. Liam just making some places up there. A couple of drivers who are on the hard tyres. Look at Bonneville hits the wall on the exit of turn 24. That's a bit odd. They're using the ERS as the Aston Martin, trying to look around the outside of Spannel. Probably on the better line, going all the way around the outside of turn 27. Doesn't quite get the exit they would have wanted. But they're still right in the slipstream of that Alfa Romeo, who is closing the gap right the way down to Liam in front for 6th place. Goes to the outside to Spannel, brakes a little bit later. This could work for Spannel. That's a good move. And look at Bonneville could get both of them. Gets Liam instead. And Liam loses 2 places in one corner. That's a really good bit of racecraft going on. It's really been pleasing to watch so far tonight in terms of the racecraft. Now, I've got to say, whilst this has been going on, what a start for Jay Evans, who goes up to 8th place. Jay Evans started in 16th place, don't forget, after his crash in the sprint race. He's up to 8th. What a performance from him so far. Can he keep this going? He's on the medium tyres. So he's using that tyre compound advantage brilliantly at the moment. There are only a couple of drivers, of course, on the hard tyres. That's J&B Surreal and the Steps. They're going for different strategies. Oh, that's J&B Surreal round just as I said that. Oh, that's such a shame. Don't know if there's damage on the AlphaTauri, but I just saw him lose the back end out of the corner. That brings everybody up a place. Bonneville and Spannel having a huge fight. And Bonneville goes on past the Alfa Romeo. Milo Bello right in the thick of the action there in 11th place. He's got the Ferrari of Luffy in front of him. He's got Steps challenging. Steps looking actually quite comfortable on the hard tyres in these opening stages. Wants to try and get past the AlphaTauri if possible. Jay Evans has passed Spannel for 7th place. Jay Evans, a man on a mission. He's got the confidence, and J&B Surreal does pit after his accident. Unfortunately for him, he'll have to hope for a safety car later on in this race, as will a Italy Toy TA for that matter. Jay Evans is absolutely flying at the moment. He's only 7 and a bit seconds behind the race leader as well, so don't factor Jay Evans out at all of this race. Money Game does have the lead. He's out of DRS range at the moment of Jorty in second. Il Checho is in third place, putting some pressure on the Haas car in front. He'll have DRS available to him on this lap as well. Then there's a bit of a gap back to Roby in fourth. Devori there in fifth place. This is an excellent showing from Devori. Seems to be taking more confidence from that result in the points. And Il Checho's gone past Jorty for second position. Might be that Jorty just slowed down a little bit on the approach. Now Jorty will have DRS and he's using the ERS as well. Can he get past the Aston Martin? Il Checho sets the fast lap of the race. That Aston Martin is very quick in a straight line. Jorty trying to go around the outside, but he's not close enough. He stays behind, but that Aston Martin has some straight line speed. And Devori's up to fourth in the meantime, gets past the Mercedes of Roby. So the Red Bull got a bit of a gap to try and close down if he wants to try and catch the podium contenders, as USA Toy TA sets the fastest lap of the race on a soft compound. And we'll see how they get on. There's a huge scrap for fifth place now because Roby HT has got Bonival and Jay Evans right up there with them. Scatcher is in the wall. And that is a full safety car. And that brings everybody down to the regulated speed limit. I'm just watching to see where Scatcher is on circuit. Yeah, he's hit the wall on the left-hand side on the exit of turn 12. Must have got over the curb, but the Mercedes driver is out. So I did say earlier, before the race started, we could expect a safety car, and that USA Toy TA and J&B Surreal would be hoping for it, and they've got their wishes. I'll bring them right back into the swing of it. Now, anybody who's on the medium compound tyre, will they decide to go for a gamble and select the hard tyres to run to the end of this race? It's a tall order, but the safety car, assuming it comes in on the end of lap 6, 19 laps on the hard tyres does not sound improbable. And Spannel, I think, is going to be the man to do that. He is always a driver, and I've mentioned this on several occasions for Gavra, he's always a driver willing to try something different for strategy. And there he goes, onto the hard tyres. Sick Boy also comes in, and the Williams garage are putting the soft tyres on there. So Sick Boy deciding he wants to try and gain a couple of places early on. Oh, USA Toy TA's picked up a time penalty. Now, what will he put on his car? He goes for the medium tyres. Now, that is interesting for the drivers behind. J&B Surreal, though, he carries on his softs. So, we did have a little bit of a split in the field, but that will bring everybody back together, and Devori won't need to close down that 4-second gap. But the question is, can the Red Bull hang on to the 3 cars in front? Jay Evans will be licking his lips here. Up from 16th place, he's up 9 positions in that Ferrari. He'll be hoping that he can get a couple of more cars on this restart. We are expecting another lap of safety car. The drivers who haven't got onto the end of the queue yet, they will get there in time. There shouldn't be a problem for that. Spannel being one of those, he's now caught the group. I'm fascinated to see how Sick Boy and J&B Surreal do on those soft tyres, whether they could make up enough places before putting on another set of compound tyres. Sick Boy has now rejoined the queue. J&B Surreal and USA Toy TA, I suspect they will rejoin once they've got round the final corner. So safety car, I can't imagine will come in yet. It'd be a very late call if it did. Sure enough, it goes round again. So Bert Mylander saying we'll wait another lap before all the debris is cleared from Scatcher's accident. It's always a very challenging circuit here at Jeddah. I did mention in qualifying earlier on that the walls are very close around here, and one mistake can see your race ended, which is exactly what happened to one of the Mercedes drivers. His teammate Roby running in 5th place. This is a drop chance though for the drivers to just reset. It's the chance to reset and see what the strategy is going to be, because for some of them this will push their medium tyres on a couple of extra laps if they haven't took too much out of the compound already in terms of tyre wear. And Il Checho might be thinking he'll have the ability to keep on the back of the Williams of Moneygame, who will need to be prepping for this restart. When will Moneygame go in the Williams? And Moneygame will be eager to get a jump on the Aston Martin, because that car looks very quick in a straight line. A couple of graphics just coming up on the screen there for you. JMB Surreal being one of those, a 4th place at Canada, which was a welcome tonic for what has been a difficult season. But now on a different strategy to everybody else. His teammate is in the top 10. Milo Bello there. Can he make any improvements on where he is? Both Ferraris in the top 10 as well. But we are expecting the safety car to be in this lap. And there it is. There's the confirmation on the screen. So which driver will make the launch out of this final corner? It all comes down to where Moneygame decides he wants to go. He'll have to set himself to a limit. He can't overtake the safety car either, otherwise he'll pick up a time penalty, but the safety car should be comfortably in the pits from this point forward. So it just comes down to where Moneygame puts the right power button down, and away he goes. He has got away well. He's got a nice gap to Il Checho. He's done excellently there. That's a very good restart from Moneygame. But Bonival is up to 5th, because into the pits goes Roby HT. That is an interesting decision to pit now, but he's in the pits nonetheless. So that puts Bonival and Jay Evans up in a couple of places. JMB Surreal is up to 14th. Oh, there's contact. Round goes Cable Monkey. You see Toy TA making a few moves as well. He's up to 13th, so it's worked out well in the opening couple of corners for you, Italy. His teammate, though, has gone backwards. Oh, that's an accident for Milo Bello. Is that going to bring out a safety car? There's a few cars. Divori's gone round as well. All chaos on the opening line. And Divori's been disqualified for facing the wrong way after crashing into the wall. That's so unfortunate. So, a couple of cars without front wings. There's yellow flags still all over the circuit. Absolute chaos. But nevertheless, everyone else continuing on their way around. Cable Monkey was facing the wrong way. Milo Bello's got no front wing. Roby HT's obviously had a pit stop. I'm not sure why he's so far down. Well, that is why he's so far down. No DRS active either at this point in the race. We're still within 3 laps of it being activated. But the front 3 have got away already, thanks to the accident for Divorian and his subsequent disqualification. Moneygame is in the lead. Il Checho is 2nd, Jorti is 3rd. Then it's 2 and a bit seconds back to Bonival. But Bonival is under pressure from the man on a charge, which is Jay Evans, who gets himself into 4th place. That's a good move for him, and Jay Evans is on his way. Can he get a podium? Can he get a race win? He's looked absolutely rapid so far in this race. And it's Liam in 6th, Luffy's up to 7th, the Steps is in 8th. Usually Toy TA also had a good restart, he's in 9th place. He's all over the back of that McLaren, hounding him through the first sector. Oh, the Alpine just running a little bit wide there. JMB Surreal picks up a time penalty on that soft compound tyre, of course. Look at the gap, though, between USD Toy TA and the Steps. You can see that, hopefully for the race director, we'll cut over to the fight for 8th place at the moment. Because I can currently see you're all watching Jorti going round. There we go, happy days. So, the Steps there in 8th place. He's got Luffy just in front of him, but you can see the advantage that WL2 TA has on the newest set of medium tyres. He's got so much more grip than the McLaren. He almost hits the wall, trying to find a way through. He wants to get this done as soon as he can. The steps defend to the inside line. Both closing in on Luffy in front of them, and around the outside goes the Alpine. Who will get the better exit? Both of them using ERS. Luffy, sort of right in the middle of everything. Luffy goes to the outside, and that's WL2 TA. How close are they together? They're going to be almost 3 wide. Steps breaks a little bit later. Luffy holds position. WL2 TA trying to go around the outside, but he gets forced off the road. And they stay in the positions currently. Wow, what a battle this is at the moment. It's allowing Spannel to just watch and sit on the back of everybody. Sick Boy's there with him as well, and J&B Surreal, both of them two, of course, on the soft compound tyres. So you suspect that Spannel's going to be susceptible to an overtake. To the inside goes the Williams. Spannel gives him the room. Can he get on the power early enough? The Williams can do. Oh, Spannel almost losing it, but he keeps it in a straight line, and your Sick Boy goes up to the top 10. But they're all stuck behind Luffy at the moment. It's a great fight for 7th place. DRS, of course, the drag reduction system now operated. Steps trying to get past Luffy, inadvertently blocking WL2 TA, who's trying to get past the pair of them. Oh, what a move. Oh, WL2 hits the wall. He taps it. Shouldn't be any damage. Sick Boy trying to go around the outside of this battle. Luffy still in 7th place, but he's got the Steps on the inside. Contact! Steps loses the back end a little bit. He's going to lose a spot to WL2. He doesn't lose it to Sick Boy, fortunately for him. And J&B Surreal bolts into the pit lane. He needs to get a new set of tyres on, and I suspect he'll go to the hards to the end of the race. WL, though, up the inside to 7th. He gets past the cars that he's been fighting with all the way through. The man on pole position trying to recover. And that's the first step that he needs to make to do that. These lot have been fighting so hard, though, that WL. Jay Evans is round. Jay Evans, the man in the Ferrari who was going so well, is facing the wrong way. I don't think he's got damage. He's going to get overtaken, though, by everybody, including his teammate. The Ferrari, it just doesn't seem to be working for him. He's got the speed, but the consistency perhaps just not quite there. He drops behind his teammate for 7th place. Oh, Jay Evans, though, he's got so much more speed than his teammate. But I've got to say, he might have missed time, that. Oh, he didn't at all, actually. He has DRS, and the Steps is trying to go through now at 20. They're side by side. Wheel-to-wheel contact between the two. They're both in the wall. Sick Boy goes past the pair of them. Spannel goes past the pair of them potentially as well. As Money Game goes into the pits, there's contact ablaze around this circuit at the moment. Luffy holds onto the position. Down the inside goes the Ferrari. Sick Boy, oh, contact again between the Steps and Sick Boy. There's all sorts of carnage going on the circuit. And a couple of cars have gone into the pits. Jay Evans has gone in. He needs a new set of medium tyres. Where's Money Game going to come out? That was important for the Williams to get out in front in 5th position. Luffy looking like a bit of the cork in the bottle at the moment. But he's defending, as he has every right to do, to keep in front of this lot. Well, that was an important pit stop for Money Game whilst he came out. He just got out in front of that fight in front behind him. He does not want to get caught up in that battle if he wants to win this race and potentially the championship as well. But we can just take our breath for a moment, everybody. There is still a lot further to go in this race, and sure enough, Sick Boy with those softer compound tyres trying to get in front of Luffy, who's got just an incredible straight line speed, and remains in front of that Williams. Oh, that's the Steps in the wall. He's lost it on the exit of turn number 22. He gets the car turned around, but that's a broken front wing. He'll be heading to the pits. And the front two have gone into the pits. It's Ilchecho and Jorti, which puts Bonival into the lead of this race. Where will Ilchecho and Jorti come out in relation to Money Game? This is a huge pit stop. Money Game's going down towards turn one. Now, don't forget the exit is a little bit different for both sets of drivers, but Money Game remains in the net lead. Ilchecho comes out in second, Jorti's there in third. Net positions, of course. Spannel, as a result, will be fourth on the road, because, of course, he's already pitted for his hard tyres. Tutti Boy running around a little bit further back from him. Everybody else now has made their pit stops. Luffy has come out in head of Sick Boy. He must be sick of the Ferrari. Nevertheless, he'll just have to crack on with it. We're just looking at the strategy at the moment. The only two cars who've yet to make a pit stop are Bonival and Tutti Boy, who are out on circuit still. But this has been a frenetic race so far, frantic race, lots of incidents, safety cars and yellow flags ablaze. And we're not even at the halfway point of this race yet, ladies and gentlemen. We're still on lap 12. Once we cross that 12th lap though, we will be on the halfway mark. Now, I'm assuming Bonival is going to come into the pits, and they do. So they will relinquish the lead. And Italy Toy TA has the lead of the Grand Prix. Started on pole position, obviously had that spin at the start. Is yet to pit, of course, but if the safety car comes out, Italy Toy TA will be in a wonderful position to take advantage of it. Money Game has got the skates on though in his Williams. He's almost 3 seconds clear of Ilchecho, who was under pressure from Jorti behind in 4th position. As Luffy overtakes Sick Boy for 10th place, or rather remains in front of Sick Boy for that final point. That Ferrari has a good amount of straight line speed. So, with the drivers all having stopped now, the race order is looking like this. Italy Toy TA leads the way in first position on the medium tyres, but the medium tyres aren't expected to go to the end, so expect that team to make another pit stop. Then, in second position, you have Money Game, who is on for the net lead. Then it's Ilchecho, but he's under pressure from Jorti 2003 behind. This is a big moment for the Haas driver if he wants to keep his championship chances alive. Here comes the Haas. He's got DRS, he's going to look to the outside line. He backs off it a little bit though. He doesn't want to try and overtake him just yet, and he wants to get a better exit, which he does so. DRS will be available on the main straight. He's got ERS as well. And Jorti will swing on by, doesn't even need to think about it on the brakes for turn one. He is through into third. And I will have to do some calculations to double check whether Money Game is in a position to win the championship. We will soon find out. As it stands, when Italy Toy TA pits, and providing it's a regulation pit stop, Money Game would be champion. So this is it for Jorti. He's got 2.5 seconds to find on that Williams if he wants to make the championship revolve itself into the final round of the season, which is next week. Ilchecho there in 4th, Spannel there in 5th place, Bonival is 6th. There's a bit of a gap back to Liam in 7th with J Evans, the recovering J Evans in 8th place. Roby HT is 9th, and then Luffy and Sick Boy are still together on circuit, but they've brought JMB Surreal into the fight as well, and Cable Monkey too. So this is the closest on circuit fight at the moment. And Sick Boy is trying to find a way past that Ferrari for what must feel like the 50th time. He's got a good exit this time around. He'll have DRS available to him. The drag reduction system worth quite a good few mile an hour around this circuit. He needs a good exit out of turn 23, which he's got. And he's going to have the inside line for the final corner. Luffy just makes that easy for him. Luffy knows exactly what he's doing. He's going to wait and get a good exit out of this final corner. And then use DRS to get back past the Williams. But that's a good exit from Sick Boy. He's going to have to fight for this one. There's the Ferrari. But look at the straight line speed of this Ferrari. It's absolutely incredible. And he goes back through. And JMB Surreal's going to go through. Oh, there's a little bit of... Oh, he's gone off the road. That'll be a penalty for JMB Surreal if he doesn't get it slowed down. He does, but he loses that spot to Cable Monkey. And the fight continues on. Luffy has so much straight line speed that it doesn't matter what happens. He just carries on. Roby's gone round just ahead of them, and Luffy moves up to 9th. Oh, he rejoined at a bit of an awkward place, did Roby, so that gives him a little bit of a breather for the Ferrari. It's all kicking off in this fight. Cable Monkey trying to stay around the outside of JMB Surreal. He's trying to take advantage of the slow Mercedes. I think he's got a broken front wing, or no, he doesn't. He's just trying to get himself up to speed. Cable Monkey goes through, but he goes deep at the corner, and the AlphaTauri goes back round him. Wonderful racing between the two. Now, Sick Boy and Roby HT, they were side by side. Sick Boy has DRS. Oh, he gets it all wrong though in the Williams, and that'll allow the door to open. He shuts the door, does Sick Boy just in time. This is great racing, absolutely fantastic to watch. Luffy will be the most pleased of everybody as JMB Surreal goes around the outside of Sick Boy. That's a great move, he's up to 11th. He'll have DRS on the Mercedes ahead of him. I think Sick Boy's got a very quick car in the first 2 sectors, but he doesn't have the straight line speed compared to the cars around him. So JMB Surreal now benefits and moves up to 11th position. Jorty has got that gap down, by the way. He was 3 seconds behind, it's now 2. He's got to keep pushing if he wants to keep that championship dream alive. Look at JMB though, all over the back of Roby. Trying to go left, he's trying to go right, he just can't find a way through. And this fight has just put Luffy 2 seconds clear of everybody. Maybe it'll give the Ferrari a chance to stretch his legs a bit and get away. Oh, what about this now? What an exit that is for JB Surreal. He's going to be on the outside line for turn 16. They're side by side on the brakes. A little bit of contact between the two. They're still in a straight line. JB goes through, but he has a big twitch. And that just bolts into the back of Sick Boy. He couldn't go past anybody. Now there's DRS available. Uitsui Toitier in the pits. Almost 2 by 2 going through there, and Roby goes back past the AlphaTauri. And Uitsui Toitier has gone to the hard tyres, as Bonneville gets past Spannel for 4th place as a result. What a fight this is though for what is now... Oh, Roby HT breaks so early. I thought it was going to be a huge accident, but JMB Surreal and Sick Boy both go through. Sick Boy will have DRS this time at long last. He gets an overtake done, and Roby HT will try and go around the outside of JMB Surreal. They leave each other enough room to get through, but Roby just squeezing the AlphaTauri against the wall. JMB Surreal on the inside for turn 4. One of them's going to have to back out of it, and it is the Mercedes. That does in the end. And Sick Boy is gone and off up the road. Finally, he can get away from everybody and try and fight with his old sparring partner, who is 4 seconds up the road. That's how hard these cars have been fighting for position. Sick Boy is 4 seconds behind Luffy. What a fight we've had there. And Roby HT has been overtaken by Cable Monkey as well. And you fear that Roby is just slipping backwards now. And that's that fight over for the time being. Now, speaking of fights, there are a few out on circuit. Il Cecco's within half a second of Jorty. Spannel is just staying within DRS range of Bonneville in front. Jay Evans is within half a second of Liam, and he's going to have a very good chance as the Ferrari. DRS available. a little bit of ERS usage. Will he go to the inside line? He does. Nice little dummy from the Ferrari. He brakes a bit later and he goes through into 7th place. Liam trying to fight back on the exit, but the Ferrari has the traction. And Bonneville picks up the time penalty. It's a really good debut set of races for Bonneville, running in 4th position. And although they've just got a time penalty, if they can keep that position, that would be a really strong debut from the Aston Martin driver, because they're currently running P3 and P4 at the moment, are the two Aston Martin race drivers. 7 laps remaining though in this session. The action's just settling down a little bit at the moment. There's a couple of drivers now picking up time penalties. Just seems to have spread out a little bit. It's all quiet at the moment in terms of on-track battling, but give it a couple of laps. Oh, Roby HT has gone so far off the road there. That was a bit of an odd one. Here comes the Aston Martin of WL2. He's gone through. He's past Jorty. And this is handing Money Game the championship as it stands. Whilst that was going on, Bonneville spun out of the final corner for the 2nd race in a row. Sadly, the commentator's curse coming into play there as Money Game picks up a time penalty. Now, this is important. Money Game is just about 3 seconds clear of WL2. WL2 also has a time penalty, but Jorty doesn't. Now, if Jorty can stay within 3 seconds of the Williams in front, he will win this race. This is going to be so close now with a couple of laps to go here at Saudi Arabia. Spanel is up to 4, but he's got WL2 on those 12-lap fresher tyres, barreling towards the back of that Alfa Romeo's rear wing. And you suspect it's a matter of time before the Alpine gets past the Alfa Romeo for 4th position. DRS open. Oh, WL2, what's he done? He's got it all wrong. Oh dear, the Alpine just ran into the back of the Alfa Romeo. I don't know if he's got damage, but that was especially clumsy from WL2, who's got it wrong, sadly. Meanwhile, in the fight for 2nd place, Jorty's trying to go around the outside of the Aston Martin, but these two, I mean, realistically, from Jorty's perspective, he's got to get the move done. That's a good undercut. He's done really well there. Can he get on the power early enough? He can, and he's up to 2nd. Jorty back into 2nd place. He needs to get within 3 seconds of Money Game. He can take this to the final round of the season. But these two need to stop fighting if Jorty's to do that. But WL2 won't care. He's not got a championship to fight for. He'll just want the best result possible, and he'll make it as difficult as he can for Jorty so that he can get that 2nd place. Wow. I did say earlier on, this race can throw up a whole load of surprises. I said it was quiet. I was very wrong. As Bonneville picks up a time penalty. It's going so well for Bonneville, but sadly the spin at the final corner again. It's left in a difficult position. Now WL2, once again, in a position to try and overtake the Haas. He'll have DRS. He's backing off the throttle though. Now he goes to the outside line. Swings it around the outside, but Jorty keeping the car on the inside line. Who's got to have the best exit? It will be the Haas driver, and the Haas driver has DRS as well. And Jorty will be kicking himself in frustration. He knows he doesn't want to be fighting this Aston Martin for position. He wants to try and get after Money Game. He was within 3 seconds earlier, but this fight is compromising his chance of keeping involved in the championship fight. 4 laps remaining after this one. Who is going to get the race win, because it is so close between everybody. Just to confirm, it is a 3-second time penalty for Money Game, just to reaffirm that. Italy's now got himself back onto the rear wing of the McLaren of Liam, who's had a very quiet race, Liam, but it's been a good one from him. He'll be on for some points in the McLaren, and that would be a good way to end the season. Roby has had enough. He's retired in the pit lane. And Italy Toy TA, though, moves up into 6th place. That's a good move from him, but Liam's fighting back. This is a really good fight between the two. Italy Toys, oh, he's hit the wall on the way through, and they've made contact. More mess from the pair of them. I say from the pair from Italy Toy, as Bonival just sweeps on through just because of the momentum. Oh, just a little bit wrong for Italy in this race. That aggression he's showed just isn't working out for him. Now, for the first time, Jolty didn't have to defend then into turn 1. Can he focus now on getting that gap below 3 seconds? Money Game will know he's so close to taking the championship. He'll know he's only got about 2.5 tenths to play with. Bonival goes past Liam for 6th place in the meantime. And he's got DRS as well, so it's even harder for him to fight, because Italy Toy TA, this time in a much cleaner move. Oh, no! Toy TA takes Bonival out at turn 1. This has been a recipe for clumsiness, unfortunately, for Italy Toy. Oh dear, the stewards will be inquiring about that one. Bonival won't be happy either. Nevertheless, the drivers carry on. I don't think there was any damage for Bonival. I'm not sure about Italy Toy, but he's picked up another time. He's picked up a time penalty now, has Italy Toy. And it's just gone from bad to worse this evening for him. So that means that the closest fight on circuit currently, not just between the top two, is again the fight for 9th place, because JMB Surreal and Sick Boy have closed that gap down to Luffy. And I am excited to see how Luffy defends from the 2 cars behind him, because he was doing that earlier. Will he be able to do that? Now, Jolty is very, very close to getting that time down to 3 seconds. It's below for the first time. Jolty is below the 3-second time penalty limit for Money Game. This is going to be close. 3 laps, including the one that we're on to go. Can Jolty keep within that threshold? It's going to be oh so close as Italy Toy TA fights his way past Liam for 6th place. Luffy will have to contend with JMB Surreal. Who is just within half a second. Sick Boy's actually dropped off the back of these two, so maybe Sick Boy's tyres just starting to go away. Luffy there hanging on for 9th place with JMB Surreal behind him again. AlphaTauri must be thinking, what do I have to do to get past this Ferrari? This is for 9th place, 2 points on offer. It's all worth it. And you'd feel that JMB Surreal probably could pull away from Luffy in front of him. Whether he will is another matter. He's got 3 seconds of time penalty, so if JMB wants to do this, he's got to get past him on this lap. Jolty's getting the gap. It's coming down. It's coming down. It's looking more positive for the Haas driver. So JMB Surreal, though, that's the fight we're watching at the moment. He's got DRS on the Ferrari. He's going to look to the inside, but that Ferrari just hugs the inside line. So JMB Surreal's going to have to look to get a good exit here out of turn 23, and he does. Taps the wall. No damage. And he's on the inside of the Ferrari. And he goes on past. So Luffy just doing the same strategy that he did before. Takes that wide line at the turn 23. And he'll have DRS. But has he gone a little bit too far back there? Here comes the Ferrari straight line speed now. He's so quick in a straight line. Is he going to be close enough? No. He went a bit too wide then, did Luffy. And through goes JMB Surreal. Can he pull away and get 2 points on the board for his team? This has been a great fight all the way through the field. There's been so many battles. Bonneville now within half a second of Liam for 7th position. The Aston Martin of Il-Checho is pushing Jolty. They're fighting again for position. Oh, Money Game might just be able to pull this one away here. They're both fighting so hard. This is the penultimate lap of the race, the final corner, and the gap has gone out and Jolty's got a time penalty. Oh my, Money Game could be on for the championship here. He's just got to keep it on the road on this final lap. Where did Jolty pick that one up? Was it through turn 23? I didn't quite catch it. Money Game came into this championship round with what I believe was a 46-point lead over Jolty. He gained 2 points on him in the last sprint race. He's going to currently gain another 7. And I think I'm right in saying, let me just have a quick check. He doesn't have fastest lap at the moment, does Money Game. But as it stands, he's going to have a 55-point lead. He will be champion in the next couple of corners. What a feeling this must be then for the Williams driver. He's only got 2 corners to go in the Williams. But Money Game, on his debut season, is approaching the final corner. Round the final corner, turn 27. Money Game 44 is not going to just win the race here tonight. He's champion of Tier 2. Money Game takes it. Il-Checho ends up in 2nd place. Jolty has spun it out the final corner. Fortunately for him, he's going to end up finishing 3rd anyway. But it is the Williams crew going absolutely berserk for their champion. Spannel, what a performance. 4th place for him. Jay Evans recovers to 5th. In the end, Uitli Toitier takes 6th position. Although, to be fair, that might be investigated. Bonneville will finish in 7th place. Liam in 8th position. How far clear is is J&B Surreal rather ahead of Luffy? It's not far enough. So Luffy will take 9th position. J&B Surreal ends up 10th. That is your points finishes for this evening. But Money Game 44 is the champion of Tier 2 here at Gavra Racing. He will be absolutely ecstatic. I don't know if he knows, if he's aware of the fact that he is going to be the champion. But hopefully he has joined us the last few weeks in the commentary box after the race, so I'll be able to tell him and confirm to him that he is the champion of Tier 2 at Gavra. Driver of the day goes to Jay Evans. What could have been for Jay Evans? He could have had a podium after all of that, but unfortunately a spin again at turn 13 just let him down. But I will run you through the classified order in just a moment. Hopefully we can get our drivers in for a quick chat, a quick interview. Williams team absolutely ecstatic. You can see by their almost plasticine faces how happy they are. But in any case, it is Money Game who takes the race victory. Not only that, he takes the championship as well. Wonderful for him, congratulations. Il-Checho is 2nd, Jolty 3rd. Spannel 4th on that alternative strategy, worked out for him in the end. Jay Evans in 5th, Uitli Toitier, an aggressive race for 6th. Liam 7th, Bonneville 8th on debut, Luffy 9th, and J&B Surreal rounding out the final point scorer. The Steps was 11th in the end, what could have been for him. Sick Boy in 12th, who got sick of the sight of that Ferrari in front of him the whole way through the race. Cable Monkey and Milo Bello 13th, 14th. Tutty Boy, the last finisher in 15th place. We had 3 retirements of Roby, Devori, who crashed out, and Scatcher, who brought out the safety car earlier on in this race. So, what a wonderful championship that we have had here. Of course, it's not over, because although the championship drivers' standings results is completed in terms of our first place, we still haven't settled second and third, which will roll on to the next round at Imola, which will be the last race of the season. The Constructors' Championship is also very, very close between Aston Martin and Williams, so I'm excited to see how that championship fight rolls over. Just looking to see if our champion will join in the chat. Just wait and see if we do have anybody joining in. And I am delighted to say, actually, that Money Game has joined us in the commentary box, which is really good. So, Money Game, just unmute your mic for us there, friend. That would be greatly appreciated. Providing that he can hear me, which is always important. Don't know if he can. Money Game, can you hear me? We've also got Liam, who's joined in as well in the commentary box. We haven't spoke to Liam this season. It'll be fascinating to see what he has to say about his race in a little bit. But I want to go to Money Game first, providing that we've got Money Game there. Money Game, just so you know, if you are talking, you have got your mic muted. So I don't know if that's what's causing it. Money Game has left, unfortunately. So maybe he's just going to get that fixed. So whilst we're doing that, whilst we're waiting for Money Game to get himself sorted, we have got Liam in the chat with us. Liam, for you, that was a quiet race in the feature race at the end. You had a couple of battles, but not too much. But a nice point scoring finish for you today.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me. Can you?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I really enjoy taking part in these races. I'm usually middle of the pack anyway. But yeah, it's just nice to get a clean race then. It's a tricky track, so yeah, pretty happy with that. Can't have done too much more. Kind of stayed out of trouble, which I think is the most important thing for this. So yeah, pretty pleased.
Oh, it's like I say, I was saying in the commentary that you were having a quiet race, but like you said, you kept it out of the wall. You kept yourself clean driving, no problems around what is a challenging circuit. Did you think that you had any more pace in the car, or were you just thinking, let's just keep it on the road?
No, yeah, that was pretty much as fast as I could push it. Once I got that first penalty, I thought, right, let's calm down and just settle in and just take 7th place, really. So yeah, but you know what, like Gavra and the whole sort of community is great. If I didn't have this, I'd just be sitting on my own doing nothing on a Sunday. So it's really good. There's a great community, and yeah, looking forward to obviously the last race and then the next season.
Absolutely. I'm going to ask you about that before I go over to Money Game. I've got one round remaining at Imola next week. How are you feeling about that track?
To be honest, it's one of my favourite tracks, so we'll see. there's less barriers, so yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that.
Good stuff. Well, congratulations on the points. Kept it out of the wall, kept out of trouble. That's the main thing.
Thank you.
No problem at all. Money Game has rejoined the chat. So Money Game, I did see you briefly unmute your mic, so I think it's working now. There we go. He's unmuted it. You are champion of Tier 2. How does that feel? He's unmuted his mic. We can't hear him though. I can't hear him. Can you hear him? No, he's left the party again. He's clearly having some technical issues. He's rejoined. We'll try it again. Money Game, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Hey, there we go. I can hear you. How does it feel to be champion?
Really, really good. I'm thankful for the race and it's been really clean.
Absolutely. Did you feel the pressure of Jawty there towards the end? He was within 3 seconds and you had that time penalty. Were you thinking about that? Were you pushing to try and get that gap extended, or were you just thinking, do what you can, keep it on the road?
Do what I can, keep it on the road, and then at the same time I was kind of pushing, and it was hard because my tyres were at like 35, 40, so it was all over.
Ah, crikey! It sounds like it's been a tough race for you. You came into this season, in terms of your debut for the championship. You've come away with the championship this season after some really good performances. What would you say was your best pair of races or your best event this season?
Probably Canada.
Canada, and you were very quick around there. I do remember you driving well around there. You've got one more race remaining in terms of Imola, and I'm not going to ask you too much about that, but you've got a sort of two victory races that you can go and do some victory laps around. But you'll be obviously progressing into Tier 1 next season, where the competition's very fast, very furious. What are you thinking about that? Are you thinking about Tier 1, or are you just going to enjoy this moment?
Enjoy this moment.
I don't blame you at all, Money Game. I don't blame you at all. Well, congratulations from not just, you're getting a lot of congratulations from the Gavra racing community. Well done on the championship, and you should be proud of yourself.
Yeah, thank you to everyone, and yeah.
Thanks very much, Money Game. Appreciate talking to you. So we have ourselves a crowned champion here of Tier 2. Money Game 44 has taken his first crown, and what a performance he's had through the season. However, as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of plot threads still to be wrapped up next week, of course, at Imola. The Constructors' Championship is going to go down to the wire between Aston Martin and Williams, with even potentially Haas having an outside look at that championship. And the fight for the drivers' title, while sealed, second and third are still up for grabs as well. You can join in with the team of Gavra on their Twitch channel at 5 o'clock British Standard Time next week. However, if you've got nothing else to do later this evening, do come back to the Twitch channel here at Gavra for 8 o'clock, as the Tier 1 lobby will be kicking things off around this Saudi Arabia circuit, which I'm sure will be a spectacular set of races. But I'm Jack TM53, your commentator as usual for the Weekend League here at Gavra Racing. And wherever you might be in the big wide world, have a good one. See you at 8.